In this video, I'm going to talk about the legendary Carole King, and her breakthrough came when she recorded the album Tapestry in 1971. I was looking at what was going on then, and sure enough, there was something major going on with transiting Pluto and with the progressed moon. The progressed moon is very powerful. At any moment in our lives, it teaches us where our heart is. So let's start and dive right into this chart of this wonderful woman. Now, Carole King had been writing songs for other musicians in the 60s. And then I think it was James Taylor who really appreciated her talent and said to her, why don't you write your own songs, for yourself? And that's what she did. And when she did that, that's when she broke a karma. In 1971, transiting Pluto was conjunct her natal Neptune. This is a huge thing because Neptune is the ruler of her South Node. And Neptune has to do with everything that is, you can say, transcendental, not of this world, imagination, connecting to something that's higher than the self. And when Pluto triggers any planet in chart, and especially a planet that has to do with the karma, it's like saying to you, you're ready now to deal with all those things that blocked you, that you pushed into your unconscious mind. You're ready to bring them up to consciousness, come into your power. And that was her breakthrough moment. Pluto, I like to say, it's either breakdown or breakthrough. I'm sure that she did some work with herself. I'm not sure how easy it was for her to, well, it took her some time to decide to write her own songs, right? And Pluto comes around and hits her Neptune in Virgo. Virgo is also where her North Node is. And the axis of Pisces, Virgo, is like, with Pisces, we have all this connection to, the flow of the universe, but because it's a South Node, there was a blockage there. And in this lifetime, her mission, the way that she can heal herself is by bringing that Pisces energy down to earth, Virgo, making it real, making it happen. Now, at the same time, Carole King's progressed moon was in her third house, the house of communication. The progressed moon is an indicator of where your heart is. What is your reigning need during these two and a half years in your life? Look to the sign and to the house, because the moon is about our needs, our most basic, not necessarily rational needs. And it's very important to pay attention to that. It looks like, after having done all that work in the songwriting for other musicians, it was time for her to come out and express herself and do it masterfully, because the progressed moon here is in Capricorn. Capricorn is the master. In Capricorn, we set a goal and we do everything to achieve that goal. And it's interesting because the cusp of Carole King's third house actually starts with Sagittarius. So her third house is ruled by Jupiter. And if we look at Jupiter in the natal birth chart, her Jupiter is in Gemini. Gemini, that is about communication and perception. What are we perceiving and how we need to communicate it? And Jupiter is about faith. So how have you underestimated yourself is the question you need to ask wherever Jupiter is in your chart and whenever transiting Jupiter is triggering a planet or a main point in your chart. So we can say that Carole King needed to ask herself, and we know what the answer was, how have I been underestimating my ability to communicate my voice, Gemini and the third house, in a very deep, honest, and raw way? That's the eighth house. So we started the video with transiting Pluto, and of course Pluto rules the eighth house. And, that's what's beautiful about astrology, is that when the themes recur, when you see the same theme coming from this transit and that progression in this house and that sign, then you know that you're on the right track. And so we're grateful for Carole King for listening to her moon, to her heart. Thanks for listening to this. See you next time. Bye.